What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Level Up Classics. Today, we're going to remove the top of my Porsche 964 and we're going to prepare for new paint and new fabric. Before we get started, click that subscribe button to help support my channel. In another one of my videos, we covered the cab top's operations. For a quick refresher, here's the button to open and close the top of the cab. Towards you is to open, and away is to close the top. If you have to operate it manually, there are two holes to disengage the locks with a long Phillips screwdriver. Removing my top, I started with the top fully down to start this process. Using a 6mm Allen socket, we're going to disconnect the convertible top transmission arm from the convertible top steering arms. Do not loosen the 19mm bolt in the center of the transmission. This will avoid having to realign the transmission gears later, and it's a pain in the ass from what I hear. By simply disconnecting the steering arms and unlocking the top, you can freely open and close the top. Next, remove the support clip in the back of the retaining pin or peg. This will free the second part of the steering arm. I like to use a little pair of pliers to pull the clip out, or you can use a flathead too. That retaining pin, it might be pretty good in there, so make sure you pull it out slowly. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. This video is kind of like a basic educational reference for our tops. So hopefully this will help you imagine and mentally prepare yourself for these kinds of steps if you need to work on or something regarding our cab tops. Also, I forgot to mention prior to starting this, there's a carpet panel that covers these internal pieces, and you just need to pull that right off to expose the transmission and arms. You can also see I pulled out a big pry bar since my flathead was not strong enough to push the pin out. Now, my top can go up and down freely. You can see it's pretty easy to pull it up. Next, we're going to be working on the inside, so put the top up. We're going to be removing the trim around the back and loosening a bunch of screws that hold down the top. You see these three little black plastic caps? We're going to make our way around to those. On the right and on the left, there's two screws. These screws are holding down some of the paneling, so remove those screws. Now, we're going to pop up these plastic caps off the back, and these are going to expose the 5mm Allen screws. These caps were extremely difficult to pop off, probably from their age, and also they've been baked in. I struggled with these for a good minute, and I finally ended up getting a metal flathead. The plastic interior tools, they just aren't strong enough, and you got to be really careful that you don't damage the leather paneling. Next, remove the 10mm nuts on each side of the paneling. When we remove the screws, it exposes the 10mm nuts. Now, there are 3 screws that hold the back of the paneling down. Removing those 3 screws, one on the lower left, lower right, and one in the middle of the back piece. And then the panel just lifts right up. It might be stuck down a little bit because the old sound deadening and the glue might be stuck to it. Just pull up and it comes right out. Here, I made this clip of my second car because I came back to edit this video and I really wanted to show you guys the 2 options of removing the top. Here you can see 6 10mm nuts, 2 on each bracket. If I removed everything, it would look like this. You can either remove 1 5mm Allen screw on each of these brackets and that are hidden behind the plastic caps, so 3 Allen screws, or the other option is you can remove 6 10mm nuts, 2 on each of the brackets. Either way, when you do either one of these, the top can just lift right up. Okay, so back to my original video. I went with removing the Allen screws, and first I hit it with some liquid wrench to make sure that the screws weren't stuck in there. The reason I did this was because I thought the paneling would uncover more screws, but it didn't. Next, we come to the B-pillar location of the top. There's 4 bolts on each side. 3 are 6mm Allens, and those we're going to need to remove. And the 4th bolt is just for adjustment. So, remove the 6 bolts total from both sides. I broke loose the bolts first with the wrench, and then I used my impact driver to remove the rest of them because there's not a lot of clearance in there, and the impact driver just helps speeds things up a lot quicker. Hopefully this video helped you, or you just enjoyed learning something new about our cars. I wanted to make this video because it's extremely hard to find this information out there, and while there's still a lot more information to piece together, like knowledge about the motors and the transmissions and how the gears align, I really hope this is a good start for someone out there who wants to work on their own cars. Next, we unplug the top cable harness. You just need to unplug that part, and then you'll also unplug the micro switch harness too, which you squeeze the sides of the clips. Pull up some of the carpet on the passenger side to expose the rest of the top cable harness. We're going to need to pull this cable upwards when we lift the top up. There's one zip tie in there that needs to be cut, and then you can pull the cable up. Now we're at the home stretch, and I tried brute strength, but these guns just weren't enough. Find someone to help you lift this so you don't get hurt. This top is very heavy, and it takes at least 2 people for this lifting job. I was able to lift it up, but moving it through the back seats or lifting it over one side, it was just too much. And we don't want to risk dropping it on the car and then we're going to damage the car and we have more stuff to fix. Fold up the top and then get some help. The third try worked like a charm for me. And there you have it, you got your top off. Stay tuned for more videos and updates on the cars. Thank you for watching and supporting my channel. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and give me a like if you enjoyed this video. Check out my links below, and don't forget, keep leveling up.